Make sure to extra finger point. YouTube comments were extra sad you didn't do more. Pronounce a word, GM, to YouTube. Which also acts as the intro to the video. It's so easy. Nice pronounce a word, though. We like that. Okay, so last update. What has happened is Jagex has released entry CMs. So if you don't know, Chambers has the typical you go and you scout a raid, okay? And they've also had CM, which is challenge mode raids, which is every single room of the raid at once, hugely scaled up stats, all of this stuff. So they've released a version of CM, which is all the rooms, but it's not quite so bad. It's a lot more reasonable. It's just the typical normal scale that you would have. So this is a really good opportunity for learning to do CMs. Also, it's just a good opportunity for learning Chambers in general. There's a lot of advantages to this over just like doing your typical like scout raids. First of all, you don't have to scout, which is amazing. Like not having to scout is great. There's also the fact that you get a chance to learn every single possible room like in a row. There's nothing being left out here. A lot of people never learn the V rooms. They never learn like a bunch of stuff. So this is a good opportunity for you to learn every single room. They're fairly good for points. It's a 45k points total over the raid, so it's not bad. Testing for points, if you have a tbow, like actually sending the full scaled like regular CMs is a lot better. But I think for normal people that have no mega rares yet or just a shadow, like these are really, really solid for points, like in general. So they're also just like good. If you've been learning solos as well, really great opportunity to learn no preps because this raid gives you so many brews. What you used to do is like scout for like Vanguard raids, but now like you could just send one of these. You get a ton of potions. Like you definitely don't need to prep. I have my setup here. This is kind of like your basic, super standard like Chambers gear setup. We have 7-way mage with Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead is needed to summon thralls, which are really important for Olm. We're going to be using thralls. We have a ZGS, which is going to be used for Mutadile. You can actually freeze both Mutadiles before they get to the tree and just kill them straight up. So we're using that. You can always chop the tree instead if you don't have this. It's really nice if you have it, though. Would recommend. And then we have the typical Bofa setup. The Assembler is not necessary, but it does get you a max hit. So it's really, really good to bring if you do have it. I have my pre-pots here, so these are my pre-pots. These are just going to be left empty because Tekton is the very first room, and he's going to drop a bunch of supplies. So these are just going to be empty slots once I pot. We have 2 brews. We have a restore. 2 P-Necks is going to be used for Tightrope skip. You also can just kill Tightrope, but I'm going to show how to do the typical 2 P-Neck skip. Double neck skip is much, much easier than like the super difficult Kirby skip. Timing is much more lax, and this is pretty simple to pull off. So if you wanted to like speed up your raids a little bit, Crystal Pick is for Guardians. We have a Salve, and we have the good old Lance. Item you could bring if you have it is a Fang. So you could drop a Brew or the Restore for a Fang if you want to step things up. It's really good for Tekton, and it's really good for Vanguards. And we'll go over that when we get to the rooms. This is the melee gear. Just typical like Fire Cape, Bandos, Face Guard, all that. Pharaohs are nice. If you don't have them, you can just double them as your range gear so you save a slot. I like Blood Fury a lot as well. Eventually, long term, everybody's like Torture Rancor is super good here. They are, but you really need to have a solid foundation for that to be the case. Blood Fury while learning is super good, especially if you're like just starting solos or something like that. Bring the Blood Fury. Once you get really good at like restoring your health with brews, with your overload timer, that kind of thing, once you get really solid, cracking out the Torture and the Rancor is great, but Blood Fury is really, really good. I think we're good. Make sure you have Fire, Blood, Cosmic Runes. These are gonna make Olm turn the correct direction, and we'll get into that when we get there. But these are going to be really, really important for learning Olm, especially in a solo. In teams, it matters a lot less, so you can start doing different spell books, that kind of thing. But we're going to just do Thrall Camp. Also, make sure you drink an antidote. If you don't do that, you're going to die at Shamans. So don't forget that. We pre-pot antidote for these. So what I typically do with the CM is reset here until I get 2 hammers. But I think with this scale, it's kind of unnecessary. So the first hammer is guaranteed to lit, so you can hit, so you can put it on aggressive. And we didn't get the hammer. That's okay. Okay, Tekton is really, really confusing. Make sure you summon a melee thrall. That's the only thrall that works here. Tekton is really confusing visually. So, like, what is going on with him? Tekton is swinging every 3 ticks, and his animation is not very accurate. It doesn't really reflect that properly.
Okay. A leech has spawned.
So, basically, Tekton is always going to be 1 cycle behind where it looks like he is. So when you're running around him, I'll try to point it out here. We're going to do this. So right now he's actually swinging there, and now he's catching up. So every time he swings at you, he's not actually swinging at you yet. He's about to. The animation is all kinds of screwed up here. So it's really, really confusing to people learning Tekton. But basically, you're just getting him to swing at you, and right before he swings at you again, you swap sides. The other thing is if you ever leave his area as he launches an attack, he walks back. So he's going to walk back early. So you need to always stay in range of him. And you need to not walk on the corners either. If you're on the corner of Tekton when he swings, that's the same as not being next to him at all. And he'll walk back at the anvil. So you got to make sure you don't do that. 4 HP, I'm good with that. I wanted to explain him a little more. When you're learning Tekton Pray Melee, I'm just kind of flicking around doing my own thing. You can totally just camp prayers. All right, we're going to hit a number soon. Probably. Okay. We're going to put on staff here on long range. And we're going to grab our potions. We're going to crabs. Okay? Crabs are the bane of learner's existence. Okay? So I'm going to show you the way you do it best. You're going to mess this up a million times, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to explain the rough plan when we enter. I'm going to run in, and I have a tile marked on this top right of the crystal here. So I'm going to click the middle crab from that tile with my staff. That's going to lure it in, okay? So I'm going to lure that crab in. I'm going to get my bofa on and shoot it, and it's going to bounce into the pink crystal, okay? So the crystals have a bunch of different colors. We're trying to get them with the correct style for each. There's a plugin that shows you which style, which is really nice to have. I think it's called just Crabs plugin or something like that. Cox Editions has it as well, so just use that. So we're going to first do the range crystal. We're going to bring that crab down, tag 2 more crabs, hammer the crab in place, move up, hammer that crab in place, move up, and we're going to cast at both. And we're going to then catch the mage crystal. We're going to bring that next crab up. We're going to bounce and go into the white crystal, which doesn't take a color. Bring that crab back down, hammer, bring a different crab over to the other crystal, hammer, and it's going to go in. And I'm sure you didn't follow that. That's okay. I'll try to explain as I'm doing it. People say crabs is an easy room, but genuinely it's difficult. Like, unironically, it's a difficult room. So I'm going to tank the orb. You don't have to do this. Make your life easier. Give yourself more time by not doing it. Just faster to tank it. I'm going to tag that crab. When I get down here, I'm going to tag this crab. Smash it in place. Cast at it. Smash it in place. Cast at it. And it's barely going to catch in a cycle. So that's how you do crabs perfectly. This is the fastest way to do crabs. You're going to mess that up a lot as you're learning. This is just a thing you've got to hammer in. We smash crabs. It's a thing you just have to hammer in slowly over time. It takes practice. It is not an easy room.
A leech has spawned.
And then we're going to smash him in place. And once that's red, you're good. You're done with the room. If you miss the first cycle, you have to rehammer the first 2 crabs. That's right. So if you mess up and something doesn't bounce in correctly, make sure you go rehammer those crabs because they only are going to stay in place for 50 game ticks. Okay, we're going up to Ice Demon. So as I run up to this axe, I'm going to drop my 3 potions here. Ba-boom. And I'm going to grab the axe. So Ice Demon is another puzzle room where we're going to fill braziers with wood until he wakes up and then we can kill him. One of the things that you can do with these trees is they're on a 5-tick chop cycle. Oh, let me turn on the attack timer metronome while I'm thinking of it. These are on a 5-tick chop cycle. So as long as you're on the tree on the 5th tick every time, you'll get the wood. So that means that you can actually move freely between these trees and move up. So one of the things we try to do is not chop this tree if possible, because if you chop that tree, you're going to waste time. Okay? So our goal is to chop this tree down and then move up. So we're at 21 kindling, 25 kindling. The most you can hold is 28.
A leech has spawned.
And then you dump it in. So the rough idea is 24 to 28 kindling go into this brazier, 24 to 28 go into this one. So 2 near full stacks. And then we're going to get 1 more stack of about 10. Okay, and now Ice Demon is done. We want to bank a couple things here. So we're going to bank you.
A leech has spawned.
And we can bank the Phoenix as well. So now we have space. Space is good. Go back and grab your potions, and then we're going to overload. And we're going to give Ice Demon hammers. Ice Demon is weird because his mage defense is affected by his normal defense value. So hammering him is going to make you hit more often. Ice Demon is the same as Tekton. He's on a 3-tick cycle. So every 3 ticks you need to move. And if you're not praying range, he's going to mage you. So you want to keep range pray up. And we're just going to shoot him to death. You can summon a Thrall here. It's just, it maxes 1 and it very rarely hits. So it doesn't do a ton here. But you can summon one. Not a big deal. I'm not going to bother. This does not work with a 4-tick weapon, no. That method does not work. So you have to move around. Beautiful creator, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, when we kill Ice Demon, we can keep our gear on. It's going to drop you the supplies you need for prep if you need to prep. So if you're learning solos for the first time ever and you're sending these, grab the juice and grab the mushrooms and make a handful of brews and restores later. I'm not going to do that. I'm showing how to no prep. But if you're learning for the first time, that's good to pick those up. That should be all the prep you need. So you can just grab some potions from Ice Demon. Okay, Shamans are going to read you every, I think it's 5 game ticks. I think they're a 5-tick attack cycle, maybe 6. They're going to launch a booger where you're standing sometimes. If you're within 3 tiles of that booger, it's going to hit you for massive damage. So basically, every time they start their animation, you're going to move up 3 tiles. And that's going to avoid that. One of the things you can do as well is safe spot these. So I'm going to show that. This is a waste of time. Not in like a bad way, in like a, you know, it wastes a little bit of time, like you're not shooting the boss. But it makes it way easier because you just bring him down here and now you just AFK, right? So if you're learning Shaman's, not a terrible idea to just like lure maybe the last one. Always works. There's a lot of places you can lure them actually. That's just the obvious one. You could actually do it backwards, like have him jump there and catch it. You would grab Buchu seeds if you were prepping here, by the way, so make sure you do that. You can also have them jump down here and hit them from like over here. There's a lot of places you could get them stuck. As long as you outrange them, which they have an 8-tile range, then you can safe spot them. There's a lot of spots you can do it. Okay, do I need to bank stuff? I think we're okay. I think we're okay. You want to try to put away as many items as you can before Vanguards, because Vanguards are going to give you a ton of potions. Usually you bank Hammer. Yeah, ideally you'd bank Hammer. That's a good shout. That's okay, though. We're going to start in Mage Gear. Make sure you're on long range. And we're going to hit the red guy first. So you can actually hit him 3 times. And then hit the blue guy, and it's going to immediately go down. So you can do that at the start of every single time. So let me back up a second. I wanted to get them spawned so I could show the room a little better. But let's go over this. I would say this is the hardest room of the raid. So there's these 3 fellas. There's 3 Vanguards, okay? Each of them has a different color. That indicates, and this is Cox Vanguards plugin to get them colored like this so you can tell. But there's 3 different Vanguards, and this guy's just not rendering. There he is over here. So we have the Melee Vanguard, the Range Vanguard, and the Mage Vanguard, okay? The numbers on them are a threshold, okay? And this is the amount of damage you can deal before they will reset, okay? So these guys have a thing going on where you have to keep them all roughly the same health. So if I hit this guy for 25 right now, they would all full heal, and you would restart the whole room. Bad. Don't want to do that. So Vanguards is really tough because keeping track of all that is difficult. And then moving between them is really difficult because in 2 hits, you're going to have to go to the next Vanguard. And they hit you really, really hard. Okay? So here's the game plan. Melee guy can be safe spotted. Melee guy is the most dangerous Vanguard. By far the most dangerous. Okay? So you want to avoid ever getting hit by him. You can safe spot him. And there's a couple ways of doing that, which we will show. Okay? You can also try to hit him last in the cycle. So here's the default thing that you're going to do every time you go into Vanguards. Your default plan is follow the Range Vanguard. Cool thing about the Range Vanguard is he can't move. He is rooted in place. So if you go underneath him, there's nothing he can do. He stops hitting you. So that means we start with the Range Vanguard, get him low, stand underneath him, bow to the Mage Vanguard. as a default every time. That's what you're going to do, okay? When the range Vanguard is low, and then they go dig, right? Let's say you've just been shooting the mage. You've got both of these guys fairly low. What are we going to do next? We're going to kill the melee. So you're going to go to him. So it's a back and forth. You're going to do follow the melee when he's super high. Once you've damaged the melee down and they dig, you're going to go to the range Vanguard again and then flex to the mage. Okay? Couple things of nuance here, and I'll start the room now. There's a couple things going on to avoid damage. Hang on, I got to turn my plugin back on. Oh, there we go. Let's get on the ranger here. Just like I said, we're going to follow the ranger as a default. We're going to start hitting him. One of the things you don't want to do is move around, because you see how he has 3 rocks getting thrown around? You can actually get hit by those only if you move. So you want to actually stand still. Same thing with this guy. Don't be running around, because you're going to get hit by those ricochets constantly. Okay, so we're done with that. We're going to move up to this mage. This is a safe spot you can do here. So I would take him here, and then you would corner trap on this crystal. Now, if he's far away from where he spawned, he's actually going to not be able to aggro you and start doing this. So it kind of is random what the melee is going to want to be doing. So you got to keep that in mind. But that is how I would save spot. We're going to hit range Vanguard. Okay, that's too low, so you want to never hit them after your max. It could kill them. And we're good. So we're back on the melee now. So it's this game of follow the range mage, follow the melee. So this is a different safe spot. We're going to go here to this corner. So he's actually going to get corner trapped right here. And we're just going to lower his health. You can't actually reach that mage, so after this happens, we're just going to wait a second. Chill, it's fine. They're going to dig. Follow the ranger. So you see how it's always the same thing. I'm following the ranger, then I'm going to the melee. Then I'm going to the ranger, then I'm going to the melee. That's what you do every single dig. Okay, when the numbers disappear, you're at threshold. So you're actually good to kill them. So let's just kill this guy. He's dead. We're going to kill this guy. Okay, let's follow the ranger. So this room is going to be the main source of supplies for the no prep. So that's why this room is so good, normally for no preps. So you can see how many potions you get from each of these. It's a lot. Did I totally forget Thrall? I did. Unlucky. You should summon a Thrall. They're really good. Unlucky. You can drop your overload and get a fresh one. You can sip your enhance and get a fresh one. And you want to pick up all the brews you can. Now, I actually didn't leave enough space, so that's why I was thinking, oh, maybe I should bank stuff. If I bank my hammer, I'd actually get that brew. That would be nice. So bank as much as you can. Bank all your items possible that you don't need for the upcoming rooms. And this is kind of the skill with chambers, is like knowing what's coming up and knowing what you need to do. So we're going to bank a couple items here. This is Thieving. Super simple room. We're just going to try to get about 10 grubs here, and then we're going to go dump them. Anytime the scav is going to eat through 30 of these worms and then he's going to get out of your way. That's how thieving works. Anytime he's not eating after you've like given him grubs, he actually starts healing. So he starts slowly healing over time. So you want to make sure that he's eating constantly if possible. So you want to keep him eating all the time. So he's about to finish now. Give him another 10. So just keep him topped up, basically. That's the idea. Very, very simple room, though. Lockpick is really good for this room if you don't have a high thieving. I have a high thieving, so this is a very basic room for me. I'm guaranteed at least 2 grubs every time. So that makes it free. This is the hardest step of the raid for learners. This right here. Banking. This right here is going to be the hardest thing for you of the whole raid, and I'm not joking. And this is why you have to remember what items you need for the rest of the raid. Okay? So, I want to pull out Hammer, because we're going to use this on Vasa. ZGS for Mutta. Salve for Mystics. Pickaxe for Guardians. And 2 P-Necks for Rope Skip. Okay? I'm going to take only exactly what I need. What is something I don't need? My mage gear. I'm not going to use that anymore. The only time I'm going to mage something is on Mutadile. And I don't need all that mage gear because Mutadile is 0 defense, right? It's the same as like bursting a Slayer task. You don't need that. So we're going to bring just the staff down. That's going to give you room to pick stuff up and bring more breeze. We're going to need we're going to need 4 slots for potions from Vesp. So this is correct. You want 4 slots open. And I fly through this on stream. You'll see me like pull this stuff out exactly what I need instantly. This is like a big skill, not sitting here for an eternity like I'm doing, right? So I believe we're good. This looks right to me. All right. What is coming up is Vespula. Vespula's in here. Okay, now Vespula, I'm going to wait for my overload to wear off. This is kind of convenient because you don't want your overload to wear off mid-Vespula. We do Vespula the way the devs did not intend, okay? So what we're going to do is Vespula is going to be in the middle of the room. She'll be going around doing her thing. We are actually going to go to this green tile, which you're going to want to mark. It's very, very important. And we're going to flinch in underneath Vespula shooting the portal and running back. She's going to constantly trample us for damage. And this enhance is going to give us prayer back, allowing us to proc redemption constantly. Her max hit with the trample damage is 8. And then you proc redemption at under 10 health. That means you're guaranteed to be safe doing this. So basically you have unlimited health flinching in and out with those single prayer point doses. Okay? This is a really difficult room for learners. They struggle with this a lot. It's especially hard with a Bofa to not lose ticks. Okay? So I'm going to try to show that. If your prayer level's low, it won't work. If you are under 82 prayer points, and I learned this recently, if you're under 82 prayer points, you get prayer points back a tick slower from this enhance. So try to get 82 prayer. It's really, really, really important for chambers. Very, very useful. You can still do it without, but it's really important if you can get it. I think we're good to go in. No way. Yeah, nobody knows that. That's super important, though. If you have under that, you're like, why does it feel so hard to do Vespula? That's why. Okay. We're going to use a dose of stamina here. Do your boot takeoff if possible. That's good too. And we're going to swap our quick praise to Rigor and Redemption. We're going to sip stamina as we enter the room. I'm going to do 1 shot from this green tile. And then we're going to just go into it. Now, with Bofa, it's tick perfect. It's really, really difficult to not lose ticks here because it's as soon as you get to the tile, you need to start moving back in. So this is a real challenge. And you're going to lose ticks occasionally. It's just a thing that happens. One of the things you can do is sip enhance. It's guaranteed to give you a single prayer point back. So I have the enhance timer up here. This is part of Cox Editions. What you're going to do is hold shift, right click, and detach this off of your buff meter. And then move it up there. And you can actually see like what tick you're going to get enhanced prayer point back. It's really, really important for this. Now, one of the things I do as well is turning Rigor off as I do the shot. One of the weird things with Redemption is that after it drains, that prayer will actually stay on. So if I leave it on here, you see how Rigor was still on? That will drain your prayer point. So if you turn it off, it won't drain your prayer point when you come out. And there's a chance you'll have a prayer point to move immediately back in. Horse Lord raid, what the? Yo, GM. Yeah, so a couple things going on there. You want to get your enhanced timer up here. And Bofa timing is really, really difficult. Like, you have to be going back in and out really quickly. And your prayer enhance is on a 6-tick timer. So there's times where you're just going to lose ticks. It happens. But you can force yourself to get prayer points immediately by slamming these down and clicking back on. Nice thing about Bofa as well is it's actually better DPS than tbow here. So this is probably Bofa's most useful application is on Vespula. Like, it's a really good weapon to use here. It's just difficult to use. Big learning curve. So is that not possible if I only have 77 prayer? It will be so many raids. Yo, GM. Did you guys hear him making a guide? You're like, I'll do 4 raids. Thank you. I appreciate it. You want to get 82 prayer because otherwise this is a 7-tick timer. So it's even slower. It makes it even more difficult. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to drop these potions and we're going to restock. You can see Vespula drops a lot of potions as well. We are going to do Tightrope skip, okay? This is much easier in this than a normal CM would be. So what you need to do before we go to Tightrope, which is coming up, is make sure you're over 23 health. Make sure you're over 22 health. You need to be 23 hit points or higher. Why is that? Well, if you go check on the wiki, these guys max 22, okay? So you need to be over that max hit because what we're going to do is equip Crystal and equip Lance Defender. Okay, and we're going to cross rope with ranged prayer up. Okay, and we're going to turn on Piety as well. So we're trying to maximize our defense here. Augury is better, so I'm actually going to do that. Okay, so you're going to equip P-Neck here. So what's going to happen is it's going to proc P-neck as we cross. Okay? After we get to the other side, it's going to proc P-neck. The way P-neck works is it nulls all of the incoming damage at you. So the first hit splat will proc it, and the rest of the damage that you just got hit by is going to null. Okay? So we're going to cross. It's going to null the damage. We're going to grab Crystal, come back, put on another P-neck, and cross back. Same thing is going to happen on the way back. So I'm going to take a single hit splat both ways, and then I'm just going to leave. Because as soon as you put the Keystone Crystal in the barrier, it's going to just kill them instantly. So let's go ahead and send it. Let's hit a brew. We're over 23 hit points. We are good to go. Let's see it. Grab the crystal. P-neck on, cross. Done. And I've just done a rope skip. Now, this is a thing you can practice by going into a normal scout and just scouting a tightrope first to like send that over and over. It is pretty tight timing. It is a little bit awkward,
has spawned.
but it is much, much easier than doing the Kirby skip. So that is a much easier method you can do. Also, if you ever need potions, you can always grab those. If you're killing rope, which you can do, it's good for points to kill rope. It's honestly solid overall for points. You can kill rope. You're going to use brews on that. Just make sure you grab more brews from the chest after. We want to leave 3 slots because we're going to pick up potions from Vasa. So you don't want to just fill your inventory because you're just going to not be able to pick up potions. So we don't want to do that. Okay. One of the things I like to do on Guardians, which is coming up here, we're going to re-overload, is hammer the first one. So this is always going to hit 0. But it actually does work on them. So if it would have hit, it actually will give you bonus damage. It will reduce their defense. So that's kind of a cool little thing you can do. It's not worth sending 2 hammers, but you can send 1 because by the time I'm done, I'm going to be almost to 2 hammers again. Why does Kirby skip benefit over what you did? So that double P-neck skip is not going to work in a full CM because their max hit is way too high. So that's why you do Kirby skip, because that's the only way you're going to make it work. You can do it the normal way where you flinch out too. I like this a lot because it makes it really easy to flick like I'm doing. Like you just flick these both on and flick it off. In normals, you don't need to pray melee. It doesn't really matter. But when you do an actual CM, these guys hit really hard and you want to pray melee. Oh, pickaxe crush is a good shout. Make sure this is on crush. Very, very important. They're weaker to crush, so make sure it's on that. Okay, we're going to Vasa. Vasa's probably the last hard room we have to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk in the room. Vasa is going to stand up and teleport you and stun you in place, and then is going to drop a bomb on your ass. The bomb is going to deal your current health -5. Okay, so if I go in there right now, I'm going to hit 79. That's what's going to happen to me. So what you should do when you enter, after you get teleported, just sip a brew. Just sip a brew. I am going to throw hammer on. Hammer is actually a really good spec on Vasa. It used to not work, but after the changes, it works until she heals again off the crystals. So you can actually use hammer here. It's a good spec. So let's show that. We're going to go in with hammer on. If I'm right next to Vasa, there's a chance you're right next to Vasa. I'll just insta-hammer. Otherwise, I'm going to Bofa and then hammer. Okay, we're going to start with Bofa. So what you're going to want to do is spam click. I forgot to brew. Whoops. You can see I got left with a little bit of health there. We're going to go in for a hammer. It missed. That's average. And then you're going to go to the crystal once he gets there. We're going to start poking it. Make sure you throw your stuff on poke because these are super tanky to anything that isn't stab. Let's sip enhance here because we ran out. Okay, and as soon as you're going to kill that, quickly do your swap. It's important to kind of be on top of things here because as soon as you're not, Vasa's going to full heal or heal a lot and bomb you again. So it's going to make your life miserable if you don't get DPS in. Big learning curve here with this boss is the switches. So get back in there. Probably get one more cycle here. When Vasa gets to the 3rd crystal, almost always, he's going to heal. So you want to try to kill him before then. There's a chance you could kill the 3rd crystal if you hit really well, but typically he heals at that point. Movement? Oh yeah, you need to move. So Vasa's on, I think, a 3-tick cycle. Basically, you just want to move anytime you're on weapon cooldown and then attack. So you want to make sure you're moving constantly, like click, 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 attack, click, 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 attack, like constantly moving. Otherwise, you get slammed, like you will just die. Okay, we're going on to Mystics. What I like to do here is just slam a brew. So this allows you to fit your bow. And that lets you bring the Twisted. Twisted is really nice for Mama Mutt. So it's nice to pack one of those for later. And we're going to make sure we put on Salve. Mystics. Mystics. Yo, Fredis Red with the primer. Thank you so much. Mystics, okay, are typically maging you. When they get line of sight of you, they have a 50-50 coin toss to see if they keep maging you or they start trying to melee you, which is they walk up to you and they punch your ass and they hit really hard. But if they're trying to melee you and we bring them to a safe spot, they won't be able to hit us or hit us very little. So you'll see, he stares at you, he's like, I'm going to try to melee. So we can bring him over here. I'll start shooting him. One of the things you can do is flinch from behind this plant and shoot them and pull him in closer and then stand on this tile when he's in this position. And then he'll try to melee you. So now we're going to do a lure. So you want to make sure you're really healthy for this. You take a lot of damage. But basically what we're going to try to do is get them both meleeing us. So that guy's in melee mode and that guy's in melee mode. Okay, cool. So we have them both. This is a corner trap. They're both stuck. Easy. We're going to shoot the back one in this position. This is a rare case where you don't shoot the one next to you because he still is going to try to melee from there because he has line of sight. So we're good. We're going to shoot this one first and then this one. The way corner traps work is the same as Inferno if you've seen any of my guides. He is trying to move east desperately into this before moving south. Monsters refuse to move south before moving east if they're right next to you on a corner like this. So that's how a corner trap works. So that's the idea with that. This is how you skip tendrils. If you spam click on that corner and walk in, you can run right past the tendrils just like that, okay? So what we're going to do this time is we're going to ZGS. You don't need to do that. It's a minor time save. It's just a nice thing you can do. We're going to mage. So we're going to camp Augury for defense, not even for damage. And we are going to flinch under this guy whenever possible. We're going to keep health very high. And the nice thing about one-waying with this is it makes us really ready to throw on the ZGS and spec. So as soon as this guy is about to go below 50, which I'm waiting for the hit splat, that one probably, yep, we're going to freeze him. And now we are going to kill him. So he's desperately trying to reach the tree. He can't reach. ZGS is really nice for saving you brew in a no prep situation. It's super, super handy because now you don't have to sit there tanking the whole time. You just kill him. It's really, really nice overall. That's why it's so nice to have. Okay, for Mama Mutt, we want to get over to this corner ASAP. And one of the things you can do for efficiency is flick on bandos. You don't have to do this at all between your attacks. It's going to make you really tanky and less chance for her to hit. You don't have to do that at all. The thing about crystals is it has a decent range defense here. Below 50, same thing. We're going to freeze and kill it. So that's the benefit of ZGS. Now, problems. If your ZGS misses, you're screwed, right? You're out of spec. So one of the things you can do is if you miss, come to this tile. Because Mama Mutadile, when she goes back to eat the tree repeatedly, will get stuck here and not be able to hit you anymore. So that's a really nice thing you can do. You saw me change Mage Prey there as well. When she starts maging you, it's really, really useful to turn on Mage Prey because she will guarantee do 3 mage hits in a row, at least. After that, she might do a couple more mage hits, but she's guaranteed to do 3. So you can pray mage for 3 of those attacks. Really, really good. Okay, we're going to drop anything we don't need here, which is our Twisted. Don't need that. I'm going to sip Enhance, drop the Overload, and we're going to pick everything up here. And we are set for supply. Look how much brew I have, and I still have more brew in the chest as well. Like, we have way more than we'd ever need. That's why it's so nice for a no prep, like doing this type of raid. Really, really sick. One of the things I'm doing as I'm running up to Olm is trying to figure out, hey, what do I need to bank here? And just put them in a spot where it's, like, accessible, right? So I want my staff up here because I'm going to put my mage switch there, and I'm going to put all of these away, right? And equip hammer because we're going to hammer at the beginning. And then we're going to bank here. So what we need to do is get 2 restore and our mage gear back out. So let's pull the mage gear. I would bring probably 3 restore if you're learning Olm. 2 is fine once you're like a little more experienced, even just remotely. And then the rest brew. So I'll bring 3 restore just to show. This is fine. 3 doses of stamina is enough. If this is your first ever solo Olm, bring 2 stamina for the raid. Bring 2. 3 doses is going to be totally fine, though, if you know what you're doing. Okay, we're going to sit here and talk about Olm a second, because Olm is so complicated. This is the hardest part of the raid, easily. It's very, very difficult, okay? When you're soloing, you're going to die a billion times, and that's okay. Okay? All right, so Olm can choose either side to show up on. It's random. 50-50 coin toss which side he shows up on. They're both roughly the same. Very, very similar, at least. It's different if you're shadowing. Luckily, we're not shadowing, so it'll be the same for you on both sides. Okay, so let's say Olm is here. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to start with maging, because when the mage hand is up, the idea with Olm is there's 3 phases. He has 2 hands on on every single phase. We're going to kill both of those hands. One is a mage hand, and one is a melee hand. Okay? We've got to kill those. So the plan is going to be, we're going to hammer the melee hand and start maging. Because when the melee hand is up at the same time as the mage hand, it's going to cripple, and you can't hit it anymore. Okay? When the mage hand dies, he can't cripple anymore. He uncripples. It's back. You can hit it again. Okay? So we always have to kill the melee hand second. Except on phase 3, where he stops doing that. Thank God. So we have tech. We make that phase very easy. Okay? So, every single phase, what you're going to do is hammer, swap in a mage, run over here, cast at the mage hand. Okay. Olm is going to turn. Whenever you damage this hand, he's going to turn all the way. So Olm is looking like this. He's going to go like this. Oh. If you don't damage the hand, he's going to go like this. And he's going to shoot you. Okay? So we want to damage the hand every time. What helps with doing that? These little guys, because they count. They count as hitting. So if you ever get that stupid splash animation, you're like, fuck, I just missed. Don't worry, this guy will back you up. He'll keep him turning all the way. Otherwise, you get hit constantly. It's really, really difficult without thralls to do Olm. So bringing thralls is really important. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do, also, big thing, on your staff, turn it to accurate, or none of this is going to work. I've had so many people not know to do this and be like, why is Olm impossible? That's why. Turn it on accurate, because what we're going to do is we're going to mage the we're going to hammer, okay? We're going to run over here and start maging. He's going to go, ooh, okay? And then you're going to do a hit here. You're going to cast again, right? So we're hitting here, turns all the way. You're going to do a hit here, and he's going to go. And then you're going to run all the way to this tile. And he can't hit you. These are out of line of sight. Okay? I'll explain that in a second. He's going to be from here. And as he turns to look at you, you're going to cast at the mage hand and you're going to run. It's going to drag you and you're going to run all the way. So as he goes like this, you're running. And you're out of range. And what's he going to do at that point? And you're going to repeat this cycle. This is called 3-0. This is called 3-0 maging. Okay? So you're hit. Hit and turn. Okay? And this is going to avoid all damage. It's called a 3-0 because you get 3 hits in per cycle, taking 0 of Olm's attacks. You follow? You probably don't. That's okay. It's hard. It takes practice. Hello? Can I? Please! Thank you. Okay. All right. So that's what you're going to do. There's a small chance that your thrall hits a 0 and you splash. It's a 1 in 4 that your thrall doesn't ever hit a number and that you splash. Okay? Very rare chance, and he'll turn mid and you'll tank 1 hit going back. Okay? So you'll tank 1 hit in that rare case. You'll probably tank 1 hit per cycle on average, roughly. Okay? Something to keep in mind. If that happens, just throw a protection prayer up and keep doing your thing. Okay? All right. We killed the mage hand. Now what? Now is the hard part. This is called 4-1. Okay? So, hands are up, hand dies. Oh! We have 1 hand left, okay? We're going to run to his thumb! We're going to his thumb. Why are we going to his thumb? Because we need to be ready to run this way. This is a tick-perfect cycle, and we are abusing the fact that he turns, okay? So you need to be ready to run from the thumb over here, okay? This is the closest tile you can be while still meleeing to make it over here. Okay. Cool. Are we just going to start hitting him randomly and start running randomly? No! You nincompoop! We're not going to do that. Because why? He'll just keep hitting you. And you'll be like, I don't know what's happening. And he'll throw acid on you in portals. And he'll give you flame walls. And you'll die. And you'll go, I hate chambers. There's a specific thing we need to do every time we do 4 to 1, okay? Protocol. Go to the thumb. Do you start hitting? No! Stop. Go to the thumb. Just click to it. We're on the thumb now. What are you going to do now? Wait for him to go. He's going to attack you. You follow?
A leech has spawned.
As soon as you see that animation of him going, opening his mouth, okay? You're going to click the hand. Bam! What have you just done? You're on the right tick, baby!
A leech has spawned.
What does that mean? What does that mean? That means you're not going to get hit every time you try to go run. Because a lot of people try to learn 4 to 1. They're on the wrong tick and they go to run, and Olm is like... They get him with a quick spit, okay? And you're like, why did he just hit me? You're on the wrong fucking tick. You have to be on the right tick. It's extremely important. Nothing will work if you're on the wrong tick. Don't spit. You don't want a spitter, all right? Follow? You follow? You don't want a spitter, okay? You don't want a spitter. Get on the right tick, okay? You follow? Good. All right, sick. So, we killed the mage hand. We've got step 1 down. We're going to the thumb.
A leech has
We're not just
spawned.
attacking him. Everybody who's learning Olm just goes, I gotta hit him! Stop! Just go to the thumb and wait, bro. Wait and get on the right tick. He's gonna go, raw. You're gonna click the hand. Okay? Okay? Do we follow? We're attacking on the right tick. Now what? You're gonna wait
A leech has
for
spawned.
one more attack. Okay? This will give you all of the information you need to get into a 4 to 1 cycle. Okay? Why do you need this information? Because Olm does 4 different things in his attack cycle. Olm is on a 4-tick attack cycle. Okay? He does attack, null,
A leech
attack,
has spawned.
and then a special attack. Okay? It's anus. It's really easy to remember. You don't want a spitter. Get on the right tick and remember anus. I keep it easy for you guys. I keep it easy. How could you forget this? It's anus, okay? So here's what we want to do. Here's what we want to do. Anus, no spitter. 4 to 1, okay? This is what it looks like when you're doing it correctly. We're gonna... Let's say we get the perfect setup,
A leech
okay?
has spawned.
Olm attacks you once, and then you hit him. And then he just fucking stares at you. He's just staring at you. You're like, what is he doing? He's doing the null part. Remember attack, null, attack special? When he's staring at you, he's not doing anything. He's nulling.
A leech has
He's staring
spawned.
at you. Okay? All right? That means when you run to the left, he's going to turn. A turn takes the place of that attack. So if he can't attack you, he just won't do that thing, whatever it is. If it's an attack, he'll skip it. If it's a null, he'll skip it. If it's a special, he'll skip it. We like the special skip one. That's a good one. We don't like special attacks. Those are bad. Special attacks are the crystals popping up underneath your feet, lightning coming from across the screen, and portals. And on the third phase, he throws in a funny little trick, which is a hand heal. We fucking hate it. Okay? Those are the 4 special attacks he can do. We want to not ever see them. Okay? So, you attack right after he attacks. He then stares at you. You're going to run to the left, and he's going to turn. You're then going to drag, attacking his thumb on the way back, and then go to here. And he's going to turn again. What did you just do? You skipped 2 things. What are those 2 things you just skipped? The attack and the special. The ass part of anus. I really keep this easy for you. I didn't even plan that. That's just there. You don't want to get hit by the ass part of anus, okay? Because you'll get specials, you'll get portals, you'll get lightning, you got to run around. Okay. All right, you follow? So, attack null at the beginning means you're in 4 to 1. So you're going to go here. He's going to turn. You're going to drag past the thumb and run to here. He's going to turn again. What's he going to do then? He's going to restart the cycle. He's going to attack you, and then he's going to stare at you. So that means you get a free moment to do damage. You're doing a 4 to 1, right? So, hit as you drag, hit on the pinky, he attacks you. Hit him again somewhere, 3rd hit, and then he's going to stare at you, 4th hit, then run. This is a 4 to 1. This is how it works. You're going to run, he's going to skip the attack, you're going to run back, he's going to skip the special, so on and so forth. Repeat the cycle. how do we set this up? Okay, because he's not always going to be in the attack null part of the cycle. Here is how. You're going to go to the thumb. You're going to get on the right tick right after he attacks. He's then going to do something. There's 3 possible things he can do. The first possibility is he stares at you. You're in 4-1. We talked about that. Second possibility is he does 2 attacks. Okay? 2 attacks in a row. What does that mean you need to do? You need to run just like before. Run to the left. Drag, hit the thumb. Hit on the pinky. But instead of doing a bonus hit here, you need to do a 3-1. So you're going to only hit on the thumb and then run. That's going to set it so you're in 4-1. So you do a 3-1 to set it up, and then you're in 4-1. Okay, you follow? Attack null means you're in 4-1. Attack means you need to do a 3-1. There's one more possibility. What is that? He throws you a special. Oh, that's annoying. I hate specials. If it's portals, you're screwed. Go deal with the portal, come back to thumb, set it up again. Exact same way. Wait for him to attack you, see what it is, okay? So if you get really unlucky and it's portals, tough luck. Unlucky. What if it's crystals or lightning that happens when you're on the thumb? We can just wait because we're on the ass part of the cycle, right? He just did special. We're ending that cycle. What's going to happen next? He's going to attack you one more time, and then he's going to stare at you. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, because you're in 4-1, baby. You just got to wait a little bit. So when you see a special, you're like, okay, I'm going to wait on the thumb until he stares at me, and then you run. That's 4-1. Boom. Those are every single possibility for 4-1. All of those. That's it. That covers you. If you know that, attack null, you're in 4-1. Attack, 3-1. Special, hang out until he stares at you, then run. You follow? Okay. Someone just asked, why does he sometimes attack twice? No one explained this to me when I was learning. I had to learn this on my own. I learned this at like 500 KC. Why does he attack twice, right? How does that work? Like, how is he ever attacking twice in the cycle? Because it should be attack, not doing anything, attack, not doing anything with a special, right? So why does he sometimes attack with a special? And why does he sometimes attack during that null? It's if he turned for the last 2 attacks, okay? So let's say we just skipped his special. It's if he turned right before that, okay? The 3-1 cycle, that point where he's hitting you twice in a row, right? Why does he hit you twice in a row? It's because we're on null attack, right? Because he just turned. He can actually attack during a null if he's just turned, okay? So we're on nah of the cycle. So when we run and do the 3-1, we're actually dodging the crystal, the special. We're dodging the special and then the attack and then allowing ourselves to fix it. That's what we're doing. So we're buying time, basically, right? Does that make sense? So anytime he's turned right before a special or turned right before a null, he can still attack you. It's really confusing. It's a lot to follow. It's a lot to follow. And I'll explain what I'm doing as we do it, but that's the idea. Okay, one of the things you can do, which I'm not going to do, is on P1 Olm, you can actually drag from, let's say he's here, you can actually drag into a mage hit at the start instead of hammering. He instantly turns as soon as he spawns for some reason on P1. So if you do a mage, he'll instant jerk his head to the right, and you can actually make it, and then you can hammer immediately after. And because you've damaged the melee hand, he's going to turn the other way, and you can get back on mage. This allows you to fit those both in without any damage. We're not going to do that, though. You don't need to do that. Just something to keep in mind as you get better. It's a thing you can open with. Drop a couple pots for takeoffs in the middle, and summon your mage thrall. And we'll begin 3-0. So that was the thrall didn't do damage there, so he got a hit off. So you can just go to the right, drag, and that gets us in cycle. And this is a thing that's going to take a lot of practice. Like, getting the feel for Olm's, like, turn cycle. He is on a 4-tick attack cycle. It's the same as you. So you kind of just need to get a feel for, like, when he's going to turn. And then drag. It's a big learning curve. I think that's probably the most important thing. Why is my attack timer metronome wrong right now? What is causing that? I just wanted it on to show, like, how it works. Weird. Okay, let me reset it. Hang on. Okay, we're fixed now. So you can see on tick 1, I'm like clicking here and it's turning his head. That's the idea. Okay, we're about to kill this. We're about to kill this. What are we going to do? We're going to go to the thumb. Are we going to attack the thumb? No! We're not going to do that. We're not going to attack the thumb. We're going to wait on the thumb until he attacks us, and then we're going to click it. Wait for the attack. Click. We're on the right tick. What's the second attack? Portals! Hate to see it. Like I said, that's just tough luck. So as soon as he like does the turn, the next turn of the next attack, we're good. We're going to get on the right tick. I saw crystals! What am I going to do? Chill. Until he stares at you, and then run. There we go. We're in 4-1. So now we do 3 hits, and then a 4th hit, because he's just going to stare at us now. So that's how you do it if you get a special. I'm actually going to mess it up here just to show a different way. So let's say we do this. It's crystals again. Okay, let me hit now. So we're on the right tick. 1 attack. Lightning, we're going to hang out. Okay, not really useful. Unlucky. It's the same setup each time. But you can see the special thing is foolproof. That works fairly well for getting into 4-1. Okay, we're going to get hammer back on, and we're going to do a hammer into mage swap immediately. That damage, Lance is crazy good. It's really, really strong. All right, we send a hammer. We're landing him today. That's good. Usually you don't. So you tank 1 hit, and then you're just going to start turning him. And then as he turns, we're in cycle. Boom. You just want to time it as he turns. Okay, we have flame phase. So I'm going to show how to dodge flame walls. Flame walls are going to kill you. They deal like 60 damage if you get trapped, and we don't have a means to free ourselves. So we better just not get hit by them, right? So let's show how to do that. So for the 4-1 setup, when I see that it's flame, and this is Cox Additions to show what phase it is. It's really, really useful to know what phase you're on. We are going to go to the thumb, but we're going to dodge from the ring finger over, like every time he does an attack. And that's going to make it so if he does a flame wall, he'll plop it down on his ring finger. So I'll try to show that. And you can see how good the thrall is for like preventing him turning middle. This would happen every time I hit a 0 if I didn't have a thrall. So thralls are super, super important for learning. Okay, we're about to kill it. I'm going to get ready to go into 4-1. I'm going to reset my enhance because it's about to run out. Okay, it's dead. You can also attack right after he turns. So I've been turning right after he attacks, but it's the same thing as a turn. So you can see I did that flinch out just to make sure I didn't get flame walls. And you do it 2 times because you don't know if he's going to do 2 attacks in a row, meaning you have to do a 3-1, right? Remember? 2 attacks, 3-1? You remember. You remember. So another thing I'm going to do on flame phase is if he attacks you on the pinky, on this side, rule of thumb is basically if you're against the wall, his flame wall is going to null. And we'll see if we end up seeing that. He will just do nothing. He'll do the attack animation, but nothing will happen. That is a flame wall null. So on this side, if you're on the pinky, it actually works as well. So you don't have to go all the way to the wall. On the other side, you have to go all the way to the wall. So rule of thumb is just if you're against the wall, avoid the flame wall. Let me see if I can get an example of flame null. Almost gonna have to work with me here. He's pretty low. We'll see if it happens. Probably gonna kick it to death. One more chance at a flame null? Ah, that's it. There you go. Thank you, Olm. I appreciate that. The last tick he could have. That was a flame null. So you saw how he just did nothing, no attack, nothing. That is a flame null. So that would have been a flame wall, but because I was against the wall, no flame. So this phase, this is P3. We have a different setup that makes it really easy to get into 4-1. You don't have to do any of that bullshit, okay? We're just going to do this. Hammer. Hammer. Miss them both, very important. And drag at the same time as Olm. What does that mean? You're in 4-1, baby. That's all you have to do. So 2 hammers and a drag is guaranteed 4-1 in this phase. And because it doesn't cripple, we're able to do that. So I'll show as well. This is where you would go for flame walls. He can still flame walls. On P3, he can do literally any special or any special phase-specific attack. So you want to assume that he will drop a flame wall at any point and keep moving. So let's do this properly as if we're on flame phase. Just as he does the attack animation, hit. Ooh, I get to show an acid walk. Oh, this Olm is great. So basically, you're doing a hit on the thumb, the pinky, and you're just doing like 4 hits on these parts of him when you're off cooldown. It's going to be a little awkward, and that's going to be definitely overwhelming if you haven't done Olm before. That's a thing eventually you get the hang of and can send. But basically, it's a hit from thumb. It's going to be a hit dragging back. It's going to be a hit on the pinky, and it's going to be a hit on the ring finger, and it's going to be a hit on the thumb again. And then the acid is all going to go away before your very eyes. So that's how that works. It's just a little awkward if you're learning. Honestly, if you get acid, probably best if you're learning to just walk it off. No biggie. Okay, so same as before, I'm going to go here. And drag. Really important. Don't kill the hand. If you kill the hand early, guess what? It's going to respawn. That's a P3 special. Unlucky. So make sure you don't kill that hand. And you're going to kill the hand. I know you will. It's happened to the best of us. Unfortunate. But now we're good. We're just going to do 3-0. So one of the things you want to do when head phase is coming up is like really brew, like a lot. You want a lot of health going into head phase. This is where you take probably the most damage. It's important to remember your max hit. Yeah. If you hit, like with Lance, you can expect like anything on your 60, you probably want to get off that hand. Like stop hitting it. So the big thing with head phase, I'll kind of get into that before we do it. Head phase is the same cycle. We're just killing the head. And it's going to be dropping falling crystals. Falling crystals are a 3x3 AoE, so you want to be dodging them constantly, while also running the room as fast as you can to keep Olm turning. So I got that hand low. Let's try to kill this.
A leech has spawned.
Back on you. One of the things to be wary of is he can still do hand heal after you've killed the mage hand, which can screw you. Like, it's just going to respawn at that point. So like I said, you want a lot of health going into this, right? I just got destroyed. Let's just full brew. And restore. So what I'm going to do is anytime I'm on weapon cooldown, I'm going to be moving away towards the next spot. Like so. Anytime your attack timer metronome says 1, you're going to click the boss. And you're going to just try to keep him... He's going to hit you on every side, basically, with a bofo. Which is okay. We're going to spam brew. I'm going to take that crystal. Yep, lots of damage. Like I said, you take so much damage on this phase, especially learning. When you're like worse at dodging crystals and stuff, it takes practice. Just keep health high. There's no reason not to. You're not going to need brew after this, so spam it if you need to. Big thing as well is not to run too quickly and run to the other side of Olm. So if you make it, I'll kind of show. See if I can show here. Yeah, if he hits you and you run all the way, did you see how he just did a full turn? Right, you're just going to get hit extra if you do that. So don't go too quickly. Like if you just full brain off, run to the other side, he's going to turn and hit you a bunch. So you want to get there, like, as he turns, basically. We're just trying to keep him stalling and not hitting us as much as possible. That's the rough idea. While also dodging crystals. Head phase is really overwhelming. Luckily, it's not too long. We're almost done with the raid. We're going to spam some brew. Hey, that was another flame null. Thank you. He can still do those phase specials, by the way. So it's something to keep in mind. You can still get flame mold. And he's dead. Do we get a tbow? No, man. Why? I'm so sad. I'm so unlucky. So you have 45k points for one of these. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Ooh, 500k. I'll take that. For free, this is going to get you the 40k points CA, which is kind of nice if you want that. But also, they're just kind of solid to send if you don't have a mega, or if you just have a shadow. Like, these are really solid, like, in general, to, like, go send. So, honestly, like, pretty good overall just for points, but also just, like, learning the raid, learning CM. Like, very, very solid to send these. I think I got... The only thing I didn't explain was 4-1 when he just stares at you. But I think that's okay. We at least got it with the special where he was staring at us, right? So that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, solo chambers is a toughie, especially Olm, but it's definitely pretty doable. Like, if you wanted to send these, you definitely can. It's great how much brew this raid gets you. Like, the baby CM, the entry CM, it gives you unlimited brews, honestly. Like, so it's so good for a no prep. And if you're just, like, super new to chambers, you can always prep if you want to. Right after Shamans, like, you get the materials needed to prep if you need to.
Has spawned.
Yeah, super, super good. Great for learning no preps, great for learning solos, great for learning chambers, and just good points if you have certain gear setups. So this update is really, really sick. Honestly, I'm really happy with this. A lot of people were like, what is the point of this? Who would send these? But I think there's a lot of use case for this kind of raid. So I think it's kind of sick that we have a nice, like, learning tool in the game at this point. And it lets you escape scouting if you want to. Amazing. Super, super nice. Get in there and do raids, boys. Chambers is not bad. It's not quite as accessible as Toa, but it is very accessible. You can send this in teams as well. Like, teams makes it even easier. Like, you don't have to do all this crazy stuff at Olm. You do a very basic version, which your teammates can teach you. But yeah, this is great for learning chambers in general. Would highly, highly recommend. It gives you a good feel of the whole raid, every single room that's possible. Great to send. Would recommend. Leave a like and subscribe. My voice is going. Leave a like and subscribe, or else. Just kidding. I love you. Mwah! Bye, YouTube. Bye. See ya. Peace. Peace. Okay, I think pretty solid. Pretty solid overall. I think we got most of it.